What's up, everybody? I'm Damon Hatfield. This is Caleb Lawson.
Hello.
We're going to play some Ninja Gaiden for you. More specifically, we're going to play Ninja Ryukenden.
Yeah, it's the Famicom version.
Original Famicom Japanese version here. As you can see, we've actually got the game. We've got the game box. We're playing it here on our Retron console.
It's super exciting. Now, I originally played this game on the NES when I was a kid, Damon.
Yeah, let's actually jump into the game here.
Well, actually, no, wait. Before we do, I want to let this opening cutscene play.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I wanted. That's what I meant. This was a big deal at the time.
Yeah,
just the fact
absolutely.
that it had this opening cutscene and it was beautiful.
And it sets up the whole story, and there's actually cutscenes throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
Tecmo released a series of games on the NES and Famicom that were called Tecmo Theater, and they all kind of were known for their cutscenes like this. The Ninja Gaiden games, of course, are the most well-known.
Since this is the Famicom version, the text is in Japanese. As far as I know, that's the only difference, though?
That's the only difference with this one. Yep. There's a big difference between Ninja Gaiden 3, the US and Famicom versions. The US version is much, much harder because there is no password system.
The Dragon Sword.
Of course. Absolutely. So yeah, as I said, I played this game a ton as a kid, and you know,
that shot is so cool.
Right? It's so iconic. You see that everywhere when you see 8-bit stuff all over the internet. Like, that shot is so iconic. All right, so we can dive into the game now. But I still remember the first time that I played this game. I was a Nintendo Power subscriber, actually, and there was that one year where if you subscribed, they had 4 special edition strategy guides that came out over the course of the year, and one of them was for Ninja Gaiden 2. And I remember sitting there for hours just poring over every single map in that Nintendo Power. Sorry.
That's back when they used to have photographs of every single screen, and then they would paste them all together and lay them out over the entire
And it was amazing,
magazine.
right? And so that was right around the time that Ninja Gaiden 2 came out. And, I only got new games on my birthday and Christmas, right? Like super, super special occasions.
Yeah, me too.
But I was in Toys R Us with my mom, and I remember I saw Ninja Gaiden 1 for $15. I mean, I was an 8-year-old. That was still a ton of money for me, right? But it seemed like something that I would probably want to get into. And, I grabbed it, and I played that game for days and days and days and days and days and days and days. And, it's been a few years since last time I played, but yes, absolutely one of my favorites.
We were just talking before we started filming about the Ninja Gaiden arcade game, which is different but similar. The first couple levels have the same basic layout, but you can move up and forward and back within the level.
Yeah, I've never actually played it myself. I've seen it.
It's awesome. And it has a similar first level bad guy to this.
It's funny. I've actually played this version in the arcades on one of those old NES arcade machines that had 10 games in them. What are they called?
The Play Choice 10?
Yeah. I remember there was a bowling alley I used to go to as a kid that had this on the Play Choice 10. Of course, I played it at home, but I'd also play it there. So yeah, I beat the first level, and you get another cutscene.
Great cutscenes in between every level.
So cool. Everything about it.
Who's this mysterious woman?
Oh man, I should have done my research before we jump back into this, because I don't know this thing like the back of my hand. This is a.
She has a very Robotech anime look to her.
Yeah.
80s anime.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing is awesomely 80s styled. Apparently, when they were developing it, actually, although it's developed by Tecmo Japan, the style they were kind of trying to do was more US based. This was about kind of the American view of the ninja, not the actual traditional view of the ninja. And so they kind of went all out on this crazy 80s Hollywood vibe, although we're seeing the animated influence as well.
Well, there are all those 80s ninja movies like Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, where they starred a white dude ninja.
Yep. And I mean, all those movies were inspiration for this game.
Yeah.
They were totally playing onto that and playing into the U.S. market's love of that. And I read an interview with the developers relatively recently, actually, where they said, they showed this version of the ninja in Japan, and people just thought it was hysterical.
Yeah. Surely the 80s generation was the first generation that grew up liking ninjas. I don't think my dad in the 60s was even aware of ninjas. I don't know.
I thought ninjas were the coolest thing as a kid. And, I'm sure it was a large part of this game. I don't know which came first. It was that Nintendo Power strategy guide, honestly.
Yeah.
Had here's how ninjas tell time. They can look at the eyes of a cat.
Yeah. There's a crazy variety of enemies in this game. So we've got thugs, bats, there's a boxer chasing us around. There's going to be football players later. There's this cat guy.
80s Hollywood bad guys, man.
I remember when this came out, the ability to climb on walls was a big deal. I
Yes.
can't remember a game before this where you could do that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And, you can actually sort of jump off the wall and, oh, God, and kind of shimmy up walls as well. It's kind of clunky, with the NES controls, but...
And you can't... They didn't figure out how to climb over the wall, right? So you can climb up to the top, you can't climb out, you have to jump to another wall and then jump to the
back and forth,
They didn't figure that out yet.
What's funny about this game, right, is that we were talking about this earlier too. Ninja Gaiden 2 is so much better. It's such a vast, vast improvement. But, since I didn't play that as a kid, that's not the one that I'm nostalgically fond of, so we're playing this one instead.
You can see a lot of influences from other games here. It's got this Castlevania system where you pick up power-ups, but then you also have to pick up currency to spin your power-ups. The levels are laid out very similarly to a Mega Man game.
Yep.
Man, and the music is so good here.
I love
There's this green demon guy for some reason.
There's a football player.
There's the football player. You got your soldier now. Oh, yeah. Those stars are pretty good.
So yeah, one of the things we were talking about earlier was the respawn points, and you'll definitely see it on this level. Like there's, let's see if I can find one to trigger. You can basically stand on a pixel and have an enemy respawn over and over and over and over and over permanently. And that was one of the main things they fixed in 2.
Too bad you don't get experience for all those enemies.
I know, right? It's just let's make the most of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been
there you go.
5 years since I last played this, I think. I do go back to it time and time again, ever since I was a kid, but it's definitely still been a few years.
Seems like you remember. Like it's coming back to you. It's like muscle memory.
I know, it really is.
Oof. This one's tricky.
Yeah, I don't like this one.
Like throwing wooden swords at you, I guess.
I really wish I had a throwing star of some sort, Yeah. Yeah, let's try to save one for it next time. Yeah, I used to get to the point where I could just go through these levels basically on autopilot. Up until the last level, of course. What's so funny about this game is that it's pretty generous with checkpoints. You get unlimited continues.
Until... Oh, there you go. So that actually... He helped you out there.
Exactly. Unlimited continues until you get to the last level, which instead of starting at the beginning of that portion of the level,
takes you all the way back to the beginning.
It starts you at the beginning of the level. So yeah, you have to go through the entire level again and again and again, and it is. Oh, see, there you go. Those respawn points where if I just keep going back, the enemy will always be there. Ooh.
Oh, he did it.
They're so cheap. I love it. Honestly, it's bad game design. It really is.
Yeah.
And we didn't know any better. And with the hardware limitations, I feel like there's not much they could do. But it's just...
I don't know the specifics. It must have to do with the amount of memory that the developers had available to them. Well,
there's a game over. Should we go for one more?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
We start from 2-2 here, so.
See, there you go. I mean, that's what I was saying about the checkpoints, right? You're right from 2-2. There we go.
You're earning a score here too. Although I don't know what that's for.
It's for high scores.
It's not saved in the game, so it's like what?
It's
Nobody will know.
It's for bragging rights. That's what
this football player is very confused.
I let him go. I let him live another day.
So that was probably the right call.
Ooh. That's the thing. You have to be so precise. I think that if you had never played a game like this and were to dive into it for the first time today, you'd be incredibly frustrated by it. Do I have anything for this guy? I don't. Once again. It's going to cause me so much trouble.
There you go.
I got to relearn the strategy for that.
No, you're doing really well.
Oh, I gotta get the, there we go. Bam.
I forget, do you know which came first, Ninja Gaiden or Shinobi?
Oh. Ninja Gaiden. Yeah. Absolutely.
Shinobi was Sega's answer.
Yes. There we go. See, if you just kind of play it safe, take your time, you get through. like Dark Souls.
Here we go. Oh yeah, remember this boss.
So you do have a time limit. Oh.
Yeah, very Super Mario Brothers style. Over him. Oof.
That's the thing. I used to remember all the boss strategies and everything. I don't remember anymore. I feel like this is not a good one.
Can't you? So you can't climb up the walls here?
No, see, there's no wall climbing, and that's what's really frustrating.
You are down to 1 life.
Yeah, I am.
I like it.
It's not going to go well. See how you
can
shimmy
do that.
up?
Yeah,
you
that's
can do
what
that.
you need to do.
All right, let's see if I can get him.
Run away. All right. Now shimmy up, and then
see,
you
that's
can
the thing.
climb
It's one more hit.
Yeah. Oh, I think.
Ooh.
Oh man, it kicks you all the way back
That's
here.
2-2.
But
okay.
I think you can beat him now.
Yeah, we can get him. We can get him. It's sad that the second boss is causing me problems, right? Where it used to be.
It's fine.
Fly through it. It's always fun to revisit these games, and man, I feel like I'm just bad at video games these days.
Yeah.
Is that the case, or have we just been desensitized by all the...
Video games are definitely not hard in the way they used to be.
Whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing is up for debate, for sure.
Yeah.
I like a little bit old school challenge, but yeah, sometimes this is just...
Well, yeah. So, like...
unfair.
What about a game like Bloodborne?
Yeah.
That's a very difficult game that just came out.
Absolutely. And I think, that's... What's interesting as a game like Bloodborne is, those developers clearly are fond of old school difficulty, and...
There you go.
That was an easy in.
Oh! Dun, dun, dun.
I have one more try. This is going to be sad, Damon. So yeah, but although they were obviously students of these games, I think game design has progressed so much more.
Yeah.
That it's good to have the wink and the nod, but it's also really nice to see, and I think Bloodborne does a really good...
Well.
We're going to keep going. Stick with us. And I can keep talking about Bloodborne, too.
You tasted, you got a taste of victory, and now you can't let it go. I don't want to be too distracting, but did you play Mark of the Ninja a couple years ago?
No, I didn't, and I heard it was fantastic.
It is fantastic. It was a very cool modern ninja game, but it's more of a stealth game, like more of a traditional ninja game, but it's 2D side-scrolling platforming like this. It's great.
Are there any football player enemies?
I don't think there are actually football players in that game. So this guy.
I think more games need football player enemies.
Probably. What about Lollipop Chainsaw? Sure, there were some football player zombies in that game.
I'm sure there were. I sort of tried to blot that game out of my head. Has its moments, but as a package.
Yeah.
All right, blazing through to the area where I always die. Because I'm impatient. And so that's the thing that a game like Bloodborne does really well, right? It punishes you for impatience. That's one of the, I think, interesting holdovers from older games that I still find kind of welcome. If I die, a lot of the time it's because of cheap stuff like that, but a lot of time it's because it's my own fault. I hope you guys like level 2 too.
Yeah.
It's not
spending a lot of time on this one.
Not one of my favorites these days.
Oof.
And I feel like getting back into this game, there's always that, I'll get over that hump, right? I'll get to that point where I'll remember how to do this, and we'll just be able to fly through it again.
So you're using your power-up to, spin into enemies here, right?
Yes. And what's interesting about the game is that it was designed so that apparently you should be able to grab every power-up in order, and that it should sort of help with the enemy layout. Which sort of makes sense. I mean, you saw with the upwards fire on those guys.
Yeah, it made sense.
All right, actually, we'll take this guy. This would be really pathetic if I can't do it.
All right, just remember, you got to shimmy up the wall. See, you got to be patient.
And the shimmy's difficult. I mean, so you have to press.
Now
you have to press away from the wall.
Now he's wide open.
Yeah,
Hit him in the butt. So you got him. Just get away.
Yep. Oh, he's easy.
There we go.
So yeah, the shimmy, in order to do it, right, you have to jump away from the wall and then push back towards the wall.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with that, NES D-pad.
Yeah.
Great D-pad, but it's not the most responsive thing in the world. And a cutscene, right? Like, remember when cutscenes used to be?
Yeah, now you're like
a reward.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're like, oh, unskippable cutscene. Oh, get out of here. What do you think? That's a good stopping point? You want to keep going?
Oh, I think we should give them a little bit more since they stuck with us for 2-2.
Jump into 3-1. Now we're in the woods.
3-1, 2 lives. This is it. This is the end. There's 6 worlds in this game. Oh, the birds.
Oh, eagles. Not since... Eagles are really, really annoying in Far Cry 4. But I feel like those are probably the only 2 games where eagles are this much trouble.
Famous for its annoying birds. And the annoying respawn thing we were talking about earlier, the birds are the worst. If you're not super careful, you just get overrun by eagles, and it's all over. Who would have thunk, right? That like the biggest threat to a ninja is
eagles.
Not a football player. It's eagles.
How are we?
I love how he's went from the desert to like the snow.
Now these are nice eagles.
Yeah, these ones give me.
This guy's just sitting there with a rocket launcher.
That's a good way to take out ninjas, honestly. Rocket launcher.
Yeah, but you gotta be faster than that.
Aha! You're not so cool and you don't have a gap to push me into. I'm probably missing some valuable power-ups as well.
We've got your ninja stars right now.
Take you out. Oh, still got football players. Football players in the ice. Oh wait, wait. What is it?
So it looks like there is like a lower path that we could have gone on, but I don't know what you would have done. You couldn't make that jump.
And you can't go back either. Ooh, what was that?
Oh, glitch there. Ugh.
Oh!
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, last life. 3-2. Think we can get to the stage 3 boss?
If you believe in yourself.
And that was the thing about when I was playing this 5 years ago, right? And had got really good at the game. I remembered when I was a kid and how the stage 3 boss was my nemesis.
Which one is that?
Oh, we'll see. I always remember trying to hold on to the orange throwing star, which is, the kind of the homing throwing star. So let's see if I can hold on to that. Oof.
They have a
respawn.
An entire football team working for them.
Whole NFL. The whole NFL was sent to Japan to hunt down one ninja. Yeah, playing this and now I want to go back and play more 2, just to
maybe we'll do that as our
remember how much better it is.
Our next retro Let's Play.
That'd be fantastic. I'm happy we're doing these, Damon. I'm happy that I get an excuse to play Ninja Gaiden at work.
Yeah, just as a reminder.
I should have known that was there, right?
Yeah,
well, there we go. No level 3 boss.
Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Ryukenden on the Famicom.
Yes. Cinematic ninja action.
Caleb, thanks for taking us on a little trip down memory lane there. Let us know what other retro games you'd like to see us do Let's Plays of in the comments. Hit us up on Twitter. And for all things video games, stay tuned, IGN.